Car Talk Show. Just ahead, the Broderick Crawford of our day.
Oh, boy.
Mr. Highway Patrol with the Texas Department of Public Safety, State Trooper Sergeant Stephen Woodard.
It's the highwayman.
Yeah,
And he's waiting for more, but that's all I'm going to give him right now. Also, I'll give you my thoughts on driving the 2024 Nissan Ariya EV. Jeff has the Motor Minute. Coming up on this segment of the In Wheel Time Car Talk Show. Howdy, along with Mike Out of This World, Mars.
Beetlejuice.
We always need more Jeff Zekin. I'm Don Armstrong. Thanks so much for joining us today. What's the problem?
He's taking off his Beetlejuice outfit.
I forgot
Why are you taking it off?
because I was prepared to take it off and I just forgot.
Well, at least we got a little bit of that on the air.
Yep.
And we're going to capture it and send it out to the entire world
There
that
you go.
Mars is trying to play his Beetlejuice role.
Because, come for your daughter, Chuck. That's what it is.
You did that so
He does do that well, doesn't he?
I love
it's like he's been practicing.
Now joining us live from the home studios of the Texas Department of Public Safety, Sergeant Stephen Woodard. Hi-ho, Steve Areno.
Hi-ho, Beetlejuice.
That's right.
Hey, I feel a little out of place. I should have, I'm in Studio A. I'm sitting in the my formal dining room area, and we're set for New Year's. I got the fireworks and stuff. Look at that. This big old canopy. You probably can't see it.
And I'm hoping that you're not within the city limits of Houston.
No. I'm in the county. Look, where I'm at, you can leave your door unlocked, and it's just
I would be worried about creepers like me if that's the case.
Yeah, and what is the address?
Yeah, that's right. Man, hey, I tell you what, you guys have it looking really good in studio. It's nice.
Yeah, well, thanks to the Ladies Auxiliary here at the In Wheel Time Car Talk Show, they've managed to do a bang-up job. Yeah. So we're all in the holiday spirit, and I assume that you are too, with you and your family.
Yes, sir. Everything's good. We're just pushing right along, waiting for Santa to come to town. I tell you, one of my Christmas wishes came true last week. I was able to get the keys, the red key, from the trooper that's assigned to that Challenger. He finally gave it to me. It's only 2 individuals that have operated that, and I'm one of them. And I was able to do this little PSA commercial, which should be coming out next week, where there's a Grinch Challenger riding around here. And me and the Grinch did some things. And I'm going to tell you fellas about this Hellcat. Man, that's a scary ride, fellas.
We're well aware.
Yeah, you brought me on when I explained to you how we actually confiscated this thing through a pursuit, the reckless driving pursuit, racing on highway. The state law allows us to confiscate these vehicles and, do them as we leisure. Obviously, we didn't send that one to the boneyard. We put it in service. And I'm going to tell you right now, Don, and again, I didn't go over the speed limit on this thing, but I could feel it. I'm on the Beltway going around, headed to Pearland, and I'm thinking, good grief. And I got that red key in my pocket. I'm thinking, man, this is what's on the road right now.
Yeah.
A lot of power, fellas. A lot of power.
Oh, yeah. Yeah, we know. As a matter of fact, people made fun of me. Well, I mean, have you burnt the rear tires off of it yet? No, because that's not the way that I don't need to. Because I've been there, done that, and I can tell you with 800 horsepower, that would burn the tires off of any car, even your old Ford Maverick. It doesn't make any difference. 800 horsepower is a lot. And I will tell you that I actually got to drive it when it first came out in a closed session. And I will tell you that they always say, don't do anything stupid. Well, you kind of always want to push that envelope, and it darn near got away from me a couple of times. And I know my limits, and I don't want to have a company car, a manufacturer car had the car up into this wall somewhere, like Jeff Gordon does. I don't need that in my life, and I know exactly what you're talking about. Well,
I want to extend this to you, fellas. Y'all can flip a coin. but I want to put one of you three behind the wheel.
Mars, you're not allowed.
We'll run down to the track in Brazoria County. I'll set that up with my friends, and I want you to take a couple of turns in that black and white and see what happens.
All right. Don't tap me on the shoulder.
No, that'd be you, Jeff.
My diapers aren't thick enough.
Hey, Jeff, you got the look, man. You got the look.
He does, doesn't he? He kind of looks
What, like a criminal driver?
Like the getaway man.
Thanks, fellas.
I'm thinking
Merry
about
Christmas.
Harry Gant.
Harry Gant.
Or one of those guys from back in the 60s, 70s.
He just needs one of those little hats,
No,
I have one
a
of those
visor
hats.
snapped on the front of the helmet.
a helmet. I was thinking about getaway driver.
And a pack of Marlboros rolled up in my sleeve.
Yeah.
So, what do you guys think about the new state inspection program? How we're
Well, you're going to explain that
Yeah,
to me because
please.
I don't get it. I don't
It's
understand.
confusing.
Yeah, it is. It's confusing.
Well, obviously, let's dwindle down the confusion. If you live in Harris County, this don't apply to you.
Or the surrounding counties of Harris.
Yeah, all the surrounding counties. Yeah, that's true. Fort Bend and all that good stuff. But yeah, so the state inspection program is pretty much going to go towards or be a provision for our larger counties. I'm just putting it in simple form. And now keep in mind, guys, anybody that's driving a commercial motor vehicle, they're still going to have to get an inspection. But everybody else, like take a little county, like let me think of one of my counties, like Austin County or Colorado County, up I-10. I'm thinking something closer but far away. I mean, they're out. Now there's going to be a fee that's going to be attached, a small fee that's going to be attached to your registration or whatever. But hey, I will tell you, folks, there's a lot of states in this great country that we live in that don't do state inspections. So we're going to see where that takes us. Obviously, that's a state deal when it comes to your registration and all this stuff. Our Department of Transportation, but we'll see. I'm gonna tell you now, fellas, you have to have a state inspection now. And I'm telling you, people are still driving in compliance.
All right, so let me
One of
ask.
the first things true. Yes.
I just want to ask you. So, when I go and have my state inspection, which I just had done last month, because it's not in effect yet, it goes in effect January 1st. They check make sure that the gas cap is good. That's one of the things that they do. Headlights, high beams, turn signals, stuff that I didn't have any problems with clearly, but all of that's going to go away. Is that correct?
That's it.
Tooting your horn and all that, yeah.
Yeah. All right. Hey, come out here and move where I'm at. You can save you a couple of dollars.
Yeah, but my car registration is in Fort Bend County.
Okay. All right. So Fort Bend County is one of those counties. Let's see. Is Fort Bend County one of those counties? I got to look at my list, but I think Fort Bend County is on the list.
And what list is that?
Meaning the actual areas that have to have the inspection, do the emissions tests and all that.
So for him in Fort Bend County, it's really not going to change.
Well, a couple of like they said, the horn and the lights and all that.
Yeah, but over in Jefferson County, where I am,
he's damn near in Louisiana. He doesn't count.
No, they got Orange County between me and the border.
He's over in Jefferson County, Don. Let me tell my son, bring that banjo over here.
No, the reason why they do that is because it's a dry county.
That was one of my first duty stations, so stop.
It's because Jefferson's a dry county. That's what it is.
That's right.
Yeah. It's not a dry county?
No, heck no.
Well, something's awry over there. They got you.
Just his neighborhood's dry. That's what it is.
That's it. All right.
I will tell you that we are going to be out. Our operational holiday enforcement has started. You're going to see an influx of troopers. Matter of fact, my guys, we were really heavy on 59. Just slowing folks down. Everybody knows, DPS troopers, we write more warnings than tickets, but don't get it twisted. If you're in a bind, you don't have insurance, etc., there's going to be a strong possibility you'll get one. But we're really focusing on the state's move over law. We just had a trooper struck by a vehicle a couple of days ago, and man, he's in pretty bad shape. He's going to be all right, but the individual didn't move over. One of my troopers here within the area, within the Houston area, Trooper Waters, he was struck by a drunk driver in Harris County. He's in rehabilitation, and I hope, Mr. Morris, he's able to come back. Two of my troopers, because I cover Galveston County as well, they were hit, one by an elderly lady, which she just really wasn't paying attention, and a drunk driver hit another one in Galveston. So the move over law is in effect. I just tell folks the best gift that you can give any police officer, a EMS worker or fire or individual that works for our fire service, TxDOT worker, best gift you can give us is to move over and give us some room so we can finish and complete the job.
And it's also
give you an entire lane distance.
It's also 20 miles under the posted speed limit too, isn't it?
20 miles under the posted speed limit, or you can have the option of vacating the lane. Right. Obviously, we would prefer you to vacate the lane, but if that's not possible, slow down 20 miles below the speed limit. Yep. Last year, man, we had well over, talking about maybe 12,000 plus move over law violations.
Wow.
So people are still doing it. So we're going to be cracking down on that. And we just want to make sure people are aware of the law. So troopers are going to be out all the way to New Year's until January the 1st. Hey, be mindful of your drinking. I will tell you this, Jeff, I am a very, very, very proponent of rideshare programs. I love them. I actually called a rideshare from my house to Legacy Stadium to catch a little high school football game because I knew after I was going to leave the Legacy Stadium, I was going to go to one of my favorite Mexican restaurants, and me and my wife were going to enjoy in some alcoholic beverages. Mm-hmm. Cheap. Please, please, please look and try to consider a rideshare program if you don't want to have a designated driver, because unfortunately, during this time frame, from the time frame of, around Thanksgiving to now, that's when our DWIs, unfortunately, they increase. If you don't believe me, watch your favorite news outlet, and they'll prove it.
Absolutely.
And not only that, like you say, there's a lot of things going on this time of year, whether it's the football games, parties, concerts. Sometimes, even if you're not drinking, it makes sense, if you think about it, time-wise, with parking and everything, catch you a share ride out to wherever you're going. That way you get dropped off at the front door. You don't have to fight the parking. You don't have to fight all that kind of traffic. And it's really a convenient thing to do.
You know, when I heard you were coming on, I said, I'm going to be the complaint department. I see all kinds of stuff going on, just morning drive traffic. I'm on the Beltway going north, and you've got the lane, the lane that doesn't, you're in the left lane, but there's that, I don't know what you call that lane, by the wall.
Emergency lane?
Yeah, emergency lane. People are driving on that. People are passing in the traffic on that lane. Now,
and
it's just crazy.
The biggest is right up there on I-10. But, hey, we got to share the road. That's one thing we have to do. It is my hope and prayer that we go into a new year with a clear mind, a clear conscience, and better driving behaviors. We know that's not going to happen because people are steadily getting vehicles. So, you know, I want everybody to have a really good holiday season and bleeding into a really good new year. I just don't want to get any calls, you know, about any fatals. You know, we're flying out of town, heading to Las Vegas the day after Christmas. But at the end of the day, I'm still taking calls. And I'm telling you, the fatalities don't stop.
And not only that,
I will say, go ahead, please.
The wrong way drivers. There's been a rash of wrong way drivers recently.
No, without a doubt. My wife was almost hit by a wrong way driver actually last night. So she was able to hit the shoulder and do her thing. So, and you know, she sees it all the time too. She's a lieutenant with the Houston Police Department. So, you know, thank God that God was intervening on that. Quickly, if you're going out shopping, which if you don't have it by now, Brother Mars, leave it alone, man. But if you're going out shopping, I would probably try to go early, find you a good parking spot, because I'm going to tell you, and I'm going to just tell you right now, I'm going to put this out here. The CID guys, our undercover guy said I could. I asked them on Thursday. So we have a team of guys. It's about 6 to 8. And they're going around to different malls, and they're sitting in parking lots trying to do the best that they can. They're in Katy Mills a couple of days ago. And they're just watching for guys that are robbing folks. They're hitting areas like, what's the big Galleria? They're hitting other areas like Memorial City Mall. and your troopers are out there. They're just not wearing this, and we're sitting in the parking lots waiting for the devil to strike. But you got to help us, guys. Lock your vehicles up. You pay a lot of money every month for that vehicle. Lock your stuff up. The number one stolen item in vehicles in the state of Texas, I'm going to tell you straight up, Don, number one stolen item is a weapon. They're even taking our weapons. We've had a couple of guns stolen off our patrol vehicles. So all I'm saying is, don't make this holiday season a tragedy with a fatal crash, a DWI arrest, or somebody breaking into your vehicle. Now, try to get that stuff done early.
Before we move on here, because we're getting close on and out of time, I want to ask you about the armored car robberies, of which there have been 3 in the past 10 days. What is this about the 1940s or 50s we're going back to here? Who robs an armored car? And the guard gets out and he starts shooting. I like it, but I want to duck for cover. I can tell you that in the parking lot of the HEB.
Yeah, that's right. I mean, here's the deal. That is becoming a thing now. Now, I'm going to tell you something right now. You remember this, Don. Do you remember when those guys tried to rob that armored car in Houston, and the motivated and honorable Houston Police Department was inside of the truck waiting on them? Yes. I mean, it may come to that. But all I'm saying is this. Desperate times, man. And here's the deal. If a guy's going to rob an armored car where he knows that the employees on board are armed, what in the world do you think he'll do to you?
Exactly.
We don't need to live in fear. All I'm saying is we need to be prepared.
Yeah. And if you see, my thing is, you see an armored car, wait till the guy gets done in the grocery store or gets loading up the ATM machine or whatever his job is. Just wait in the car with the doors locked until he goes away.
I usually ask if they got free samples.
Right.
Free samples.
And the thing about the HEB in Sugar Land, it's a half a mile from the
police department.
Yeah.
Yeah.
So that's pretty bold.
Hey, I just hope one day we don't get a call saying the description of one of the robbers is 3 good-looking gentlemen. One's got a white shirt and a gray shirt, and the guy with the gray shirt has a smooth, silky voice.
That's it.
and they're all in walkers, so it'll be easy to catch up with them.
Stephen, it's great to talk to you, my
Merry
friend.
Christmas, fellas.
Hey, and same
Merry
to you.
Christmas. I love you guys, man.
Thank you for what you do.
Yeah, we appreciate you beyond recognition. So thank you, Steve. It's good to talk to you. Be safe, my friend. We'll talk to you.
Hey,
be careful out there.
Put $10 on red in Vegas.
Okay, I will.
For him, yeah.
I will.
Yeah, then make sure you
see.
Be ready to lose it, because that's anyway. We love you, man.
You mean A&M lose it or me lose my money?
Lose your money, sir.
Well,
Lose your money.
yeah, it could go either way on that one.
Steve, take care. Thank you. Hey, you can catch the In Wheel Time Car Talk Show 24/7 on the InWheelTime.com app and the website, and also the Odyssey radio app. We also video stream our weekly show on Facebook, YouTube at InWheelTime.com, and podcasts available from your favorite podcast provider. The In Wheel Time Car Talk Show will continue right after this quick break.
The Tex-Mex dining experience is defined by Lupi Tortilla, your destination for Texas's best beef fajitas and frozen margaritas. Since 1983, Lupi Tortilla has served authentic and time-tested recipes made with the freshest ingredients. Atmosphere is part of the award-winning experience at Lupi Tortilla, all developed in a little house near Highway 6 and I-10 in West Houston. Visit any of the Lupi Tortillas and you'll see the same attention to detail in each and every location. Start your Lupi experience with queso flammeado and guacamole, along with a classic frozen margarita. Dine on famous Lupi beef and chicken fajitas, or pepper shrimp brochette, or a fish or vegetarian entree, and finish with a scrumptious flan for dessert. Find Lupi Tortilla in Houston, College Station, Beaumont, Austin, San Antonio, and Dallas-Fort Worth. There's a Texas location near you. The recipes are authentic and time-tested. The ingredients always fresh. Lupi Tortilla, he's pretty good. The rescheduled Gulf Coast Auto Shield Car Social is happening Saturday, January 11th, and you're invited. Bring your car, truck, or SUV, meet other enthusiasts, and find out what it'll take to get your car looking show-worthy again. Gulf Coast Auto Shield is your one-stop shop for paint detailing, coatings, window tint, clear bras, camera installs, and wheel repair. The Car Social is your opportunity to get a tour of this state-of-the-art facility located at 11275 South Sam Houston Parkway, just south of the Southwest Freeway. Join the Car Social Saturday, January 11th, 9 to noon. Talk to other owners and see how good your car can look on the upcoming Hot Rod Tour of Texas. Put it on your calendar, the Gulf Coast Auto Shield Car Social, Saturday, January 11th, 9 to noon at 11275 South Sam Houston Parkway, just south of the Southwest Freeway. The N-Wheel Time Car Talk Show will be there too. We hope to see you then.
Hey, I want to remind you that the holidays are here. What do I need to remind you of that? If you're looking for gift ideas, we recommend checking out Lupe Tortilla Tex-Mex restaurants for a gift card. Maybe take them to dinner.
Yeah.
Pro-Am Auto Accessories. And let's not forget Gulf Coast Auto Shield gift certificates from any of them. Perfect for the car lover in all of us.
Absolutely.
Time now here on In-Wheel Time for the Motor Minute, Jeffrey.
Okay, the motor. You probably heard of these two companies, Mike, Nissan and Honda. Well, they're planning to enter into negotiations for a merger. Japanese business newspaper Nikkei reported just last week that the domestic peer is expected to be signing a memorandum to understand how they're going to do this. So the two companies will be bringing in Mitsubishi Motors, which is a Nissan company. They own 24% of the stake in that car manufacturing. So here's what they're going to do. The merger comes at a time when when many auto giants are struggling to cope with the increase of global competition from bigger electric vehicle companies. They're going to do this to combine their efforts for electric vehicles. So good luck with that. The merger, however, is expected to face several obstacles, and analysts have expressed concerns about the likelihood of a political scrutiny in Japan, unwinding of Nissan's alliance with French vehicle manufacturer Renault. So there's a lot going on. They want to combine their efforts to do electric vehicles.
Well, I had a guy that I befriended at a car event and was asking about the deal with Toyota trucks. And he says, look, you know, and I have learned this through the 20-some-odd years that I've been doing car reviews and working with manufacturers, that each country has their own style of cars. For instance, Germany,
right?
The German thing. United States has their own American car manufacturing thing. Japan, Korea, they're all different. They have a different mindset. And I was told, hey, man, you know, the Japanese really don't know, this is years ago, really don't know trucks like we do here. And so they're kind of behind the curve. And, they look at the other people's trucks and think that they can do a better job. Well, maybe they can, but as far as, you know, making money and doing the things that we do here, it's not the same.
No.
And so in Japan, no telling what's going to happen.
Well, merger's a merger. If they can do it, I'm sure there's going to be other fallout from it.
Well, if you have to sign an agreement to agree to how you're going to make an agreement, you're in trouble to begin with.
Well, pretty much. But it's the lawyers getting involved.
Yeah, let's have a meeting to find out when our next meeting is.
Yeah.
Yes.
That kind of thing.
Time now for this hour's car review. 2024 Nissan Ariya. Final assembly is, did I put this right?
Could be. Is it a Honda or a Nissan?
It's a Nissan Ariya. And the final assembly point is Los Angeles, California.
Los Angeles.
So here are the available trim levels. Engage, Venture Plus, Engage E-Force, Evolve Plus, Platinum Plus E-Force. That's a total of 8 of them altogether. I had the M-Power Plus front-wheel drive. This is a small station wagon, according to your U.S. government. It is an SUV. That's the way I look at it anyway. There aren't too many really station wagons anymore that I know of.
SUV?
All new in 2023. Seats 5. Sloped nose and windshield is drastic. This is an aero cheater all the way. It looks pretty amazing, to be honest with you. I like the look of it. Same goes for the rear hatch and the roof line. That's all a big aero thing. Big 19-inch wheels fill the wheel openings and have attractive designs. Big slab sides give it a luxurious look. What I liked about it, the overall exterior design gets high marks from me. I love the copper color that I had with the blacked out roof. It is a true standout. Interior highlights, 12.3-inch screen.
One of those.
It's big. 12.3 inches for the instrument cluster and infotainment system. Touch point controls on some functions are unique, and it takes some serious getting used to, I can promise you that. Dash has a very clean look to it, very quiet cabin, even at highway speeds. Cargo trunk room, standard size for this size SUV. What I liked, some interior decorative panels are lit, and it does add a nice touch at nighttime. The ambiance is really nice in there. It's quiet. It's a pretty cool car. What could use improvement? Small, movable center console. It lacks storage space. And you say, a movable console? Yeah. So the center armrest, right? It moves back and forth. Mm-hmm. So you can adjust it to your elbow. Are you a long-legged guy?
My Cadillac had that, yeah.
It's cool, but there's not much space in it. So, engine is an E-Force is what they call it. Dual motor, all electric, all-wheel drive. It gets up to 389 horsepower and 442 pound-feet of torque, and it is no transmission. It's just direct drive from the motor to the wheels. Automatic, clearly. As far as miles per gallon are concerned, 105 in the city. Highway is 91 for a combined of 98 at a max charge and a 289-mile range on this thing. What I liked, it didn't have. I didn't have to find a fast charger because it had enough range on it that I could plug it in at the house at night, let it charge overnight, drive it to work, plug it in at work, got enough to get back home, and so it was fine for me. But the one thing that I want to point out to everybody, just be very well aware of the infrastructure, where you are. Do you have access to a fast charger? Do you have a charger at the house, a level 2 charger at the house? So I think all those things need to come into consideration. Ride and handling, smooth and compliant. What could use improvement? It's not a great corner carver. It's electric. It's heavy. So keep that in mind, too. This is not a hot rod. Base trim price, $47,690. Price is tested, $50,440, which I think is pretty good. Yeah. Base model price, it's not going to get you the 289 miles of range. Base model price, $39,590. Competitors, Hyundai Ioniq 5, $41,800. That's base model price. Same for the Kia EV9, $54,900. Or the VW ID4, which we're going to talk about that and the buzz and VW stuff a little bit later on in the show, $39,735. Overall, pretty good high marks for an EV. And that is my review of the 2024 Nissan Ariya. Go and check it out if you're looking for an electric vehicle. I have an electric that I'm driving now, as a matter of fact.
I saw that.
Yeah, it's the Equinox EV, and I like it a lot.
Too.
I
thought it was a Trax at first when I pulled up.
Yeah, no, it's got lots of room.
I got the Blazer EV right now, and your remark about the infrastructure is absolutely spot on because I had to make time for charging to get here and get back.
Yeah, exactly. Hey, if you'd like to get in touch with us, shoot us an email. The address here is info@inwheeltime.com. Back after this quick break.
The holidays are upon us, and Pro-Am Auto Accessories is your local one-stop for the auto enthusiast on your gift list. Pro-Am Auto has been serving Houston since 1984, providing world-class products for sports cars, European sedans, and American muscle. Pro-Am was one of the very first distributors in the U.S. for brands such as Recaro, Redline, Momo, Corbeau, and Simpson. Located in the heart of Houston's premier shopping corridor, the Galleria area, Pro-Am's walk-in storefront includes an 8,000-square-foot warehouse and showroom with installation and service bays. Pro-Am reaches a worldwide audience through ProAmAuto.com, taking its local reputation to the rest of the world. Holiday gift-giving is alive and well at Pro-Am Auto. If you don't see what you're looking for on the website, call and Pro-Am will lend you a hand. Pro-Am Auto, 6125 Richmond at Greenridge in Houston's Galleria area. Call them at 713-781-7755.
From the open roads to the open waters, your adventure starts at the Houston Automotive Show at NRG Center. One ticket, 2 shows. Check out top cars, trucks, sport boats, fishing boats, and more. New designs, new technology, and everything in between. Spectacular experiences, amazing fun. There's something for everyone. Get your friends, get your family, and get your tickets now. The Houston Automotive Show, making waves and fueling adventures.
Houston Automotive Show runs January 29th through February 2nd. Hours are 11 to 8, Wednesday through Friday. Saturday, 10 to 8, we'll be there. And Sunday, also 10 to 6. Be sure and attend the Houston Automotive Show.
All right.
And car lovers' favorite place to go for all things automotive. This is the award-winning In Wheel Time Car Talk Show. Just ahead, Bay Area VW Club's David Saucier. Jeff has the racing calendar. Mars has This Week in Auto History. Mars, don't let me forget. And I'll get you caught up on the stories making automotive headlines. Did you muffle something under your breath? Howdy, along with Mike out of this world, Mars. We always need more Jeff Zeke, and I'm Don Armstrong. Hey, thanks for joining us today. The chief engineer, David Ainsley, is out shopping.
Hopefully he's going to get us something nice this year.
I'm hoping.
Yeah.
Other than a big ball of wires.
Yeah, I know.
Yeah, we don't want that.
Yeah.
David Saucier, good morning to you, sir.
Good morning. Can y'all hear me?
We can hear you loud and clear. And we can
Excellent.
see you, too. It's a miracle.
Yes, sir. Good morning.
Well,
Merry Christmas to y'all.
Yeah, you too. So are you in your garage, or is that kind of like a green screen thing that you got up there behind you?
No, this is the real deal. This is my garage workshop, 1967 Volkswagen house, basically. That's what we're in right now.
Well, I like it. Are you the original owner?
No, sir, I'm not the original owner, but I'm going to be the owner until I depart this earth.
Yeah. Well, I'll have to tell you, it was a little bit earlier than that I rode in Mike Hartman's mother's VW Bug. And we always had to sit in the back seat. Of course, I was 10, 11, 12 years old, something like that. And she decided that she was going to run it out all the way in each gear. So you're sitting in the back seat and you cannot even have a conversation because that motor is right there winding out, as they used to say. Yeah. And of course, it didn't have any horsepower, but it was a very reliable thing. She drove that thing till the wheels fell off. And that's my memory of the Volkswagen Beetle. And I'm sure you've got some of your own.
Yes, sir, I do. Plenty of them.
Well, let's start with how long you've owned the Beetle.
I've owned the 67 for about going on 15 years now. Originally, it was shipped to Washington State, and it, over the course of time, made its way back to East Texas to an old fella in Kennard. Met him at the Crockett Classic Cruisers car show up there during Christmas time. And he was going to redo it for his granddaughter when she graduated high school. With health problems came about, called me up a year later. I was interested. Yes, sir, I was. And I promised him I would leave it stock from then on. And the only thing I've done was just had it repainted. Everything else I did, but it is stock form like it rolled from the showroom floor.
And that's factory stock color paint, isn't it?
That is correct. The Zenith Blue.
Zenith Blue. And they probably made, let me think, at least 10 million of that color.
And I have one of them.
Yeah, that's it. You got one of them. And has it got the stock motor in it? Have you not touched? Yeah, it does.
Yes, sir, it does. And it's also, you can't see it, but it's a factory sunroof as well, and it works.
And that's the cloth sunroof, is it not?
No, sir. That was the cassette type that you had to roll out with your hand.
Yeah. So,
yes.
So what? Well, explain this one to me.
It's you reach up, you grab the handle, you turn it clockwise, counterclockwise, to open it, and it's a cassette type slider that once it drops down, it slides back into the roof, and it's about maybe a 2 by 3 foot opening. And when you close it back up, it closes and it lifts back up to fill in. Let me see if I can show it to you.
Oh yeah, I see it. Yeah,
yes, sir. Wow. That's it.
That is a factory sunroof.
Yes, sir. Yes, sir, it is. And they did not make the cloth. They stopped making the cloth sunroofs, the rag tops, in '63. And then from '64 on, it was the metal type cassette.
I don't think I've ever seen one of those.
I don't know as if I have. I've seen the cloth one.
Yes.
But I've not seen this one that he's got on his car.
Sir.
So that makes the car really kind of unique.
It does. It does. The only options it left from the factory was the sunroof and the pop-out windows. When it made its way to the dealer in Washington State, it got a AM radio and a cigarette lighter. Those are 2 added options from the dealer, and I have those.
Yeah,
Dealer ads.
dealer ads. And clearly, I don't even think they offered air conditioning, maybe aftermarket air conditioning, but they certainly didn't offer it from the factory.
Oh, they had air conditioning.
Yeah,
It was a
But you
440.
had to roll it down.
Yeah,
Yeah, that's that sunroof option you got there.
the 440 air. Go 40 miles an hour with all 4
Correct.
windows down.
Yeah.
that's it. Yeah.
Correct.
Well, do you drive it frequently?
Frequently, every chance I get. Last spring break, a group of us left Texarkana and drove State Highway 67 all the way to Presidio, Texas.
Oh, Lord.
And that was a whole week, and that was about 2,000 miles round trip. Didn't miss a beat.
I'm sure.
Any ambitions of taking it apart and putting it in your living room?
No, sir. No. No. Don't want to do that.
Like an old stunt they
Yeah,
used
I'm
to do?
thinking, well, at least put a big screen in the garage. That way you
Yeah.
can play like you're at the drive-in, you
Yeah.
know, with the big 70.
All I can think of is the Andy Griffith episode where they decided that they were going to rebuild the car in the sheriff's office.
Yeah.
No.
Yeah.
No.
That's a whole other story.
So that was
for
the
another
point
day.
I'm trying to make.
No, we're not doing that.
So you're a member of the Bay Area VW Club, and I imagine
Yes,
down
sir.
there around Galveston Bay.
Yes, sir.
Yeah. And how many members of the club?
It vacillates between 20 and 30 members, depending on the time of the month when we have our meetings. A lot of people are busy during the July time frame, 4th of July, and also during the Thanksgiving holidays, Christmas holidays. But we have about that many people that participate. Yes.
But seeing on your social media that you're a pretty active club. I mean, y'all do a lot of stuff.
We do. And aside from a show that we hold every year in May, we do a little toy drive for families, and we give back to them. And that goes between 3 to 5 families, and we give them a list. What do y'all want? And they write it down, within reason for appropriate age groups, and then we'll meet them at a neutral area. And this year it was the City of South Houston's gazebo. They come up on their time. We were waiting for them, and we just give them the bags of toys and clothes. And this year we had a Santa with us waiting for him. It was a good time. It was a good time.
Nice.
Yeah. So let's get back to the members in the club. And what is the oldest VW that you've got in the club?
Oh, that would be Donnie Smith. He has a 53 Zwitter, which is a
what?
A Zwitter. It's a bug, but it's a model style, and it's a special model. It's kind of a clone between 2 years into one. But he is the member that has the oldest Volkswagen.
What year is it?
1953.
A 53.
53's Witter.
So that's got the small rear window in it?
It has the split rear window in the back.
Split. Wow.
Makes it a Witter. Yeah.
I got you. Interesting.
Yes.
Now, does it have the same engine that yours does?
No, it has a much smaller engine. It would have come from the factory. If I believe it would have been a 1200, a 1.2 liter.
And what size is yours?
This one is a 1500 cc, a 1.5. That's what it came from the factory.
And did they run the 1500 all the way to the very end?
No, sir. The 1500 was a 1 year only body style or engine style. They upped it the next year to a 1600.
Well, why do they keep doing that? Just for the horsepower?
Performance. They were getting complaints from the customers, not enough power, couldn't get out of its own way. So very next year to a 68 and up, they increased the displacement. It was still a single port engine, but they just increased the displacement.
Now, if memory serves me correctly, which it probably won't, that there's some sort of a weird way that I remember back in the day, yours probably has this. I don't know whether you push down on the shifter to get it into reverse. Is that what it is? I remember.
It still is.
It still is. Really?
Push down and back.
Down and back for the reverse. I knew there was something weird about it because, I learned on my dad's 3 on the tree. So.
Oh, yes.
Yeah. Yeah. Okay. Well, very interesting. And I think you can wind that out probably at least 1,000 RPM, and it sounds like it's doing about 9 million RPM.
Yes, that is very true. But that it's happy at high RPMs, and you wouldn't believe it the way it sounds, but they do better at 3,500 RPMs and up, they perform better.
Well, and
they were meant for that.
Yeah, and this is an air-cooled engine, which
that is correct.
Yeah, which is completely different than most people today understand. Outside of even motorcycles today, or they've got a radiator on them, they're water cooled. But back in the day, I had a 1965 Corvair. And Chevrolet tried to compete with the Volkswagen Beetle on the whole air-cooled engine thing. The biggest difference is that it was air-cooled 6-cylinder, and it was a flat 6 in the Chevy. And you got a flat 4 in yours, do you not?
That is correct.
Yeah. So horizontally opposed engine, not known for tons of horsepower back in the day, but hey, it was what it was.
They would run forever.
Yeah, and yours has a single hole carburetor on it, if I'm not mistaken.
That is correct.
Yeah.
That's absolutely right.
Yeah. And so, I mean, talk about starving an engine for air. There you go.
Yes, sir.
Put a one single opening for the, I got
It's like running the Boston Marathon, breathing through a straw.
Pretty much, yeah. And you haven't changed any of that.
No, sir. No.
And the other thing, too, that comes to mind when it comes to that model Volkswagen Beetle is the exhaust. So distinct. There is no other sound like it on the. I don't know what they did with that muffler setup. It's got two little tailpipes on it. Gizmos, but it looks.
Yeah, we call them pea shooters.
Pea shooters, that's perfect. Yeah, and it's just a very unique sound to it. And I guess it's the mufflers that make that.
So, what do you think about the new van coming out for VW?
I have mixed feelings about it. I'm not a fan of the electric. They really haven't, I guess, paid. It's hard to describe, but I don't think they've really went back to their roots as far as the model design. Yes, it's similar, but it's not quite the same. I get the change. Sure, absolutely. We all must change, but you're either going to like it or you're not.
Well, here's
no gray area.
Here's the key to that. You are old, sir, and they're not. And they are.
Thank you very much.
And they are not appealing to you. They're probably appealing to your children and mine.
Yes, and that's totally fine. I get that. I understand that. I'm comfortable with that. But would I buy one? Maybe, but I would be hard pressed to shell out that amount of money for one.
They're expensive.
Compared to the old buses, in relative sense, it's I guess maybe it's the same, but the dollars now are different from the dollars back then.
Yeah, correct.
And when Dad says maybe, it ain't happening.
Maybe it's just me being cheap.
Well, no, I mean that was the one thing that stood out to me. I kind of like the shape. I like the way that they've done it. I haven't seen one in person, but I've seen plenty of pictures when they made the debut. And I liked it at first, but then they came out with the price. I'm going, oh, no. Because now you're trying to appeal to a market that already has a stigma to it, the minivan, because that's basically what it is.
Correct.
It's not the same size as the Volkswagen bus that we grew up with.
That's right.
And especially the 13-window job. I mean, that was just an oddball van to me back when it came out. I thought, my God, how many more windows could they possibly stick into this thing?
That's part of what made it unique.
Correct.
And that's what drew people to it.
And today, that's a collector's item.
And you say 13 windows, they went as high as 23.
Oh, Lord have mercy. Well, they did put an extension on the back of it?
No, they put them up on the crease, the roof, the curvature of the roof. They put them around there.
Oh, yeah.
Kind of
like the Vista Cruiser.
Yes,
the Oldsmobile Vista Cruiser. Yep.
Yes.
Yep. There you go, 23. Amazing. So does anybody in the club have one of those?
No, sir. The I don't know if anybody in our club would get one. There might be one or two, but it won't be our age. It'll be the younger ones.
Yeah.
Obviously, you said it appeals to them. I would love to see one. I haven't seen one yet.
Are they out? Are they for sale yet?
I think they are.
I haven't seen anybody.
Ask me in about 30, 45 minutes.
Yeah.
Here's what I see. With all the car clubs and all the new innovations with electrical cars, the Nissan that you just did, the bus we're talking about, it's going to come to the point where when you go to a car meet, you're going to have charging stations.
Well, there's a, yeah.
Yep, they're going to have
I
that.
hadn't thought of that.
Yeah, you're going to have them so
Which is
folks
true.
can go back
What
to
a
where
great money-making idea for me.
A portable trailer with generators on it.
No,
that you can
gasoline,
pull up there.
yes.
Yeah.
just like the old when you go to the drive-in, how they have the stanchions.
Yeah.
you have going to have the park. Like you go to Granbury, for instance, they have little.
I'm
stations.
thinking it more along the lines of those really nice men and women's portable restrooms that you kind of step up, get all in there, and they got places to wash
Air
your hands,
conditioning,
air conditioning,
yeah,
lighting, all that. That's what I'm thinking.
Okay. Alrighty.
Thought I had to go there.
But that's just you're going to have them eventually with all these car clubs.
Well, not me.
Okay, so does the Bay Area VW Club have a way to get a hold of you guys?
Yes, we're on Facebook. You can find us on Facebook, Bay Area Volkswagen Club. We're on there. We have a pretty active base, and we try to communicate a lot with the Facebook members and what we're doing and when our meetings are. Our meetings are every first Thursday of every month at the little Mexican restaurant here in LaPorte.
I hope and pray that you don't have to read the damned minutes of the last meeting at your weekly brouhaha.
We do, but it's very condensed, the Reader's Digest version.
Yeah.
But we also have to read out the financial report. That's very important to everybody. We all need to know where the money's going, and we do that every month.
I could see that.
Yeah. So somebody that set up the rules of the club was in government in high school.
We do have to keep the reins on like I said, where the money goes, and we do a pretty good job. But again, we're a pretty loose knit group of individuals, but we know our boundaries.
Is there
We do know our
drinking
boundaries.
involved?
A Mexican
what now?
restaurant, of course.
Is there drinking involved?
Yes, sir.
Okay, that's all I need to know.
Yeah, in that case, it's all okay. Yeah, the rest of it works.
They're doing expenditures. What's this $10,000 to this in real time place?
Yeah,
What's going on there?
the booze. Yeah, that's exactly right.
Brown water.
Dave, it's great to talk to you, man. Thank you so much for joining us today. It's been a blast.
Yes, sir.
We would like to hang out with you guys sometime.
Yes, sir. One of these days, I will get to meet y'all in person and shake y'all's hands.
Well, I don't know.
Come
if
on
you,
down.
Yeah, I don't know if you want to do that. You'll have to wash them real good when you get done. Dave, take care. Thank you, my
Merry
friend.
Christmas.
All right. Hey, the In-Wheel Time Car Talk Show is available 24/7 through the In-Wheel Time app. Download it to your mobile device today if you don't have it already. We also video stream on Facebook, YouTube at InWheelTime.com, and podcasts are available from your favorite podcast provider. And you can also find us on our new broadcast partner, Odyssey Radio, Audacy, Odyssey Radio. The In-Wheel Time Car Talk Show continues right after this quick break.
The Tex-Mex dining experience is defined by Lupi Tortilla, your destination for Texas's best beef fajitas and frozen margaritas. Since 1983, Lupi Tortilla has served authentic and time-tested recipes made with the freshest ingredients. Atmosphere is part of the award-winning experience at Lupi Tortilla, all developed in a little house near Highway 6 and I-10 in West Houston. Visit any of the Lupi Tortillas and you'll see the same attention to detail in each and every location. Start your Lupi experience with queso flammeado and guacamole, along with a classic frozen margarita. Dine on famous Lupi beef and chicken fajitas, or pepper shrimp brochette, or a fish or vegetarian entree, and finish with a scrumptious flan for dessert. Find Lupi Tortilla in Houston, College Station, Beaumont, Austin, San Antonio, and Dallas-Fort Worth. There's a Texas location near you. The recipes are authentic and time-tested. The ingredients always fresh. Lupi Tortilla, he's pretty good. The rescheduled Gulf Coast Auto Shield Car Social is happening Saturday, January 11th, and you're invited. Bring your car, truck, or SUV, meet other enthusiasts, and find out what it'll take to get your car looking show-worthy again. Gulf Coast Auto Shield is your one-stop shop for paint detailing, coatings, window tint, clear bras, camera installs, and wheel repair. The Car Social is your opportunity to get a tour of this state-of-the-art facility located at 11275 South Sam Houston Parkway, just south of the Southwest Freeway. Join the Car Social Saturday, January 11th, 9 to noon. Talk to other owners and see how good your car can look on the upcoming Hot Rod Tour of Texas. Put it on your calendar, the Gulf Coast Auto Shield Car Social, Saturday, January 11th, 9 to noon at 11275 South Sam Houston Parkway, just south of the Southwest Freeway. The In-Wheel Time Car Talk Show will be there too. We hope to see you then.
Hey, the holidays are here, and we hope you'll think of our show sponsors this season for gifts, and they include Lupe Tortilla Tex-Mex Restaurants, Pro-Am Auto Accessories, and Gulf Coast Auto Shield. Time now on End-Wheel Time for the racing calendar, sponsored by Texas Muscle Car Club Challenge.
Yes, sir. Thank you, Texas Challenge.
Muscle Car Club Challenge.
Car Club Challenge. Thank you. Formula E coming in 2025, January 10th and 11th. You've got the Mexican race down in Hankook, Mexico City Grand Prix. It's called the E-Prix, so we're going to be talking more about that as the weeks come online for that. The next thing is, what we got going on next year also? Demolition Derbies.
Oh, where?
Oh, yeah. Hutchinson, Kansas, December 28th, coming up, 8 p.m. in the Kansas State Fair. You can buy tickets from Ticket Smarter. For the live event on the 28th. It starts at 8 p.m. in Kansas. Then you got the Corinth, Mississippi Demolition Derby coming in February. So a lot of stuff. We're going to be
you
talking
ever been
about.
on a demolition derby?
I want to go.
I've never been in one.
Not in one. I've seen them. I haven't
Never been in
in
one.
the Houston Astrodome. I was
But
in.
you got to. I'm going to get more information on that. But they're coming up. It's going to be fun, and good. We'll see you there.
All right, good. Thank you, sir. This week in auto history, and Mars, I apologize. I completely messed it up last week, and I know you do a lot of work.
We were rolling last week,
Well,
so it
we
wasn't
were.
too big a deal.
Yeah, and we're not rolling this week.
Well,
we
we're
got
not
the roll later
We're not
out.
rolling quite as fast.
That's it. Okay, well, it's your turn.
All right.
All right, the Plymouth Superbird was created with one job in mind, and that was to dominate NASCAR along with its older sibling, the 1969 Dodge Charger Daytona. In 1969, Dodge only had to build 500 Daytonas to be eligible for the 69 NASCAR season. But as sanctioning bodies do, they changed the rules for 1970 because of the increasing number of purpose-built race cars. This meant that Plymouth needed to build at least 1,920 Superbirds, and it was based on how many dealers there were. So there had to be, the rule was one car for every two dealerships. Didn't matter how many it was and how it worked out. So anyway, the Hemi-powered Superbird NASCAR drivers took home 8 checkered flags in 1970, with Pete Hamilton getting the first at the Daytona 500 that year. That was followed by 5 wins by Richard Petty, and who had returned to Plymouth from Ford specifically to drive the Superbird. And then the production run for the car was short, with the first one leaving the line on October 17th, 1969, and the last on December the 15th, 1969. So they didn't make them very long. They made a lot of them, and they're out there. Then, coming into the Dodge Nitro was a compact SUV manufactured and marketed by Dodge for 2007 to 2012. Single generation. They never changed it. It was a close variant of the second generation Jeep Liberty. They both used a lot of the same body parts. Now, the Nitro debuted with the class-leading 5,000-pound towing capacity, had a lot of features really for its time, electronic roll mitigation, traction control, airbags, a lot of things that was really good, that really put it out there, and they sold a lot of them initially. But due to declining sales, Chrysler built the 2012 Dodge Nitros for fleet market only. The final Nitro came off the assembly line December the 16th, 2011. They built 195,000 of these vehicles, and there's still some out there on the road. Now, this next one here, this is a personal favorite.
You pull up next to it and you laugh when you're at the stoplight.
Yeah.
You're going, are you kidding?
You trying to figure out what it is?
No, I know what it is, and I don't want to see it ever again.
December the 17th, 1911, a day that will live in infamy.
Infamy.
Yeah. In a maintenance experiment for road and highway maintenance that seems to me to set the standard for all future road projects all the way up to now. They took 8 miles of earth roads in Virginia's Arlington and Jefferson Road districts. They hired a patrolman to furnish a horse, a cart, some small tools, and he would drag a drag built for the road of planks, and he was required to drag the road every time it was suitable condition for dragging, usually after it rained. Now, this went on forever and ever, and the patrolman was paid $60 a month, and he got an extra $1 a day whenever he had to have 2 horses to drag the road.
Nice.
And so constantly, that's why you wonder why your highway department is still working on projects. There you go.
Now, wouldn't it be dragging your ass, though?
No, it was horses.
That was the mule.
Yeah.
That was the mule division.
Okay.
The mule
All right.
division.
The first armed robbery using a getaway car
Looks like HEB.
Oh,
took
my
place
God. Yeah.
in
Right down the
Paris.
street.
took place in Paris as 4 robbers of the Bonnet gang used a stolen limousine to escape after robbing a courier who was bringing cash into a bank instead of HEB. Could have been HEB. 2 men stepped out from the vehicle. They confronted the courier and his bodyguard with pistols. When they shot him when he resisted, then they stole the case with the money and they hopped back in the car and they raced away in the getaway car.
Right.
Now, the story continues with after several more daylight robberies, Bonnet he became one of France's most wanted criminals. On April the 28th, 1812, he was tracked down to a house. 500 armed policemen, soldiers, firemen, military engineers, and private gun owners surrounded the building. Gunshots were exchanged. Eventually, the Paris police chief ordered the front of the house to be dynamited. Bonnet was found lying, barely conscious, under a mattress in the rubble. Police then shot him repeatedly before the police chief shot him in the head. He was then arrested and taken to the police station where he died. And that's this week in auto history.
Dang. Talk about ending with a bang.
Yeah,
That's
there's a lot of
pretty much
violence today. Wow, lots of violence.
I'm wearing
I liked it.
I'm wearing my Marlboro shirt today.
All
Just
right.
wanted to let you know that.
Violence.
I don't have the pack of them rolled up in my sleeve, but I got the shirt on.
Well, here, you want to phone?
I
the roll
have
up?
got some great news for all of us car guys. Popular Motor Trend publication will reportedly break free from the Warner Brothers Discovery fiasco to join forces with likes of Car and Driver, Road and Track, and Auto Week, all operating under the Hearst umbrella. Around 10 months after Warner canceled the Motor Trend Plus streaming service, and not even a month after we heard that the Roadkill show was officially canceled due to the morons at Motor Trend Production Studio, media conglomerate Hearst Magazines announced the acquisition of the Motor Trend Group, originally founded by Robert E. Peterson back in 1949. The announcement was made by Alex Wellen, CEO and president of Motor Trend Group, whose autofocus brands include Motor Trend, Hot Rod, Roadkill, Automobile, among others. So bring it back now today. Thank you.
I'm not in any big hurry for it to come back.
3 months ago, Jeep stopped letting Wrangler buyers pair a V6 engine with an automatic transmission. I did not know that. Did you know that?
Say that again?
Are you not paying attention?
It just went by so fast.
It shocked him so much.
3 months ago,
Yeah.
Jeep stopped letting Wrangler buyers pair a V6 engine with an automatic transmission. It now admits, after fans of the SUV protested vociferously, that's the word, there it is written,
I thought that's what he said.
that killing the popular powertrain combination was a bad decision. Jeep said it's bringing back the Torque Flight automatic transmission as a $4,500 option, which is a lot, on the V6 Wrangler, which for the 2025 model year was initially available only as a manual. Okay. Stellantis. Carl, you screwed it all up, you idiot.
Again.
Golly.
Poor Carl.
No.
No, he's not
riddance.
poor Carl. He's rich Carl.
Yeah. Detroit Auto Show attendees going to see vehicles from 22 brands, including a Detroit 3 automakers lineup, and new participants Rivian and Ineos, and a new test track when the show returns to its winter roots in January. There'll also be some missing elements on the 723,000 square foot Huntington Place, formerly Cobo Hall. Tesla won't have any vehicles at the January 10th to the 20th event. Well, that's no big deal. And there'll be less participation among major automotive suppliers. So there's that. All right, that's the news headlines. Hey, we'd love to hear from you. Shoot us an email. The address is info@nwheeltime.com. We got more of the show coming up right after this.
The holidays are upon us, and Pro-Am Auto Accessories is your local one-stop for the auto enthusiast on your gift list. Pro-Am Auto has been serving Houston since 1984, providing world-class products for sports cars, European sedans, and American muscle. Pro-Am was one of the very first distributors in the U.S. for brands such as Recaro, Redline, Momo, Corbo, and Simpson. Located in the heart of Houston's premier shopping corridor, the Galleria area, Pro-Am's walk-in storefront includes an 8,000 square foot warehouse and showroom with installation and service bays. Pro-Am reaches a worldwide audience through ProAmAuto.com, taking its local reputation to the rest of the world. Holiday gift giving is alive and well at Pro-Am Auto. If you don't see what you're looking for on the website, call and Pro-Am will lend you a hand. Pro-Am Auto, 6125 Richmond at Green Ridge in Houston's Galleria area. Call them at 713-781-7755.
From the open roads to the open waters, your adventure starts at the Houston Automotive Show at NRG Center. One ticket, two shows. Check out top cars, trucks, sport boats, fishing boats, and more. New designs, new technology, and everything in between. Spectacular experiences, amazing fun. There's something for everyone. Get your friends, get your family, and get your ticket now. The Houston Automotive Show, making waves and fueling adventures.
And a reminder that the show is January 29th through February 2nd. Wednesday through Friday hours, 11 to 8, Saturday 10 to 8, and Sunday 10 to 6. That's the Houston Automotive Show. And this is the In Wheel Time Car Talk Show. Coming up, it's the Hemmings Sold Car Guess the Price game. Jeff has the drawbacks to owning a classic car.
Oh, yeah.
And I'm going to join in on that one. Mm-hmm. And Mars reviews the new Jeep Wrangler 392 just ahead on this segment of the In Wheel Time Car Talk Show. Howdy. Along with Mike out of This World Mars. We always need more Jeff Seekin. I'm Don Armstrong. Thanks so much for joining us on our live Saturday broadcast. If you're listening on a podcast or anything past Saturday at noon, then it's recorded. Mm-hmm. But we're giving you, this is just a heads up just to let you know.
Yeah.
A disclaimer, as you know.
Oh, disclaimer.
A disclaimer. Okay, well, so here's what we got coming up in this little segment. We're going to do Hemmings Guess the Sold Car Price and recalls. Let me get rid of the recalls first. Okay?
Knock yourself out.
Not that many, but we do have some. Of course, always, as is every week, Mercedes-Benz is on the list. Improperly tightened rear axle differential bolts.
Oh.
Martha, something sounds funny back there in the back end.
It could be too tight, not too loose.
Right. It could be.
Or
So
too
the
loose,
rear
not
end's
too
too
tight.
tight?
Could be loose, depending on where you live.
Jeff? Score one for Jeff. Mercedes-Benz GLC 300 and the S580 for 2024. You got one of those, then you got an issue. That's Mars.
No,
Here,
it's mine in my briefcase across the room.
Well, why don't you get up and go take care of
Let's
that?
go take care of that.
Just hand it to him, will you?
Yeah, hand it to me.
Did you forget to turn off the
It's
ringer?
probably Santa.
Santa.
Wondering where his reindeer
Well, you know,
are.
I'm glad that you brought that up because, I did not.
Oop, it's off.
Yeah, I did not turn the ringer down on mine. So,
That was Jeff's warning.
yeah.
Santa's in the neighborhood.
All right, so more recalls. Front seat side airbags may not deploy on the Jeep Grand Cherokee 22 to 24 model years, along with the Grand Cherokee L. Loss of control from a cracked wheel swivel bearing on the BMW X3. Roof frame crack may damage airbag on deployment on the BMW X4 for 2025. Loose bolts in Don's head and on the brake caliper and wheel hub bearing in the Lexus NX for 25 and the Toyota RAV4 for 2024. Jeep Renegade 21 to 23, reduced visibility of reverse lights. And Tesla just issued this one. This was yesterday, recalling almost 700,000 vehicles in the U.S. over an issue with the tire pressure monitoring system. It's an over-the-air update. You don't have to do anything. They got you covered.
Got you covered.
Yeah. And those are the recalls. Okay. Time now for Hemmings.com Sold Cars Roundup. We get this on Monday, and I save it for today. There'll be another one. You can actually go to Hemmings.com and look up their weekly cars for sale. Mm-hmm. And most of them are classics. Hot rods, resto mods, that sort of thing. This is for Jeff. Mars, you can play along if you'd like.
Play at home.
Yeah. and for Mars, he's playing with his computer right now, not paying attention.
No, he's working on Zoom.
Everything out. Yeah.
What are you doing?
Working on Zoom.
Working on
Under control.
So, Jeff, picture in your mind, if you will, a 1969 Buick Sport Wagon. Now, this basically the front end of it looks like a Buick Skylark. Okay, but it's a station wagon.
I know what it looks like. Yeah.
And there is the picture of it. Look at that beauty
That's
with the wood
gorgeous.
siding.
Oh, still in the crate.
It's beige.
It's
wood
beige
siding.
with wood. Yeah, wood.
Be still my heart.
Okay, so what do you think that sold for week before last on Hemmings?
17.5.
Very good, but it's 16,275.
I would have gave them the extra money. Yeah.
Yeah.
Just because they're nice people.
Yeah. And so this is going to actually go nice hand in hand with your feature later
my
on
Vista Cruiser.
on owning a classic car.
Oh yeah. What didn't you guess? You were going to guess 16 too, weren't you?
No, I was going to go 22, but
Oh.
that's okay. Yeah, I was going to go 16 too. Is
Now,
really where I was
there's
going.
something odd with this one, the way it looks, and I don't know whether it's just the paint or the stripes that don't fit. They're too skinny. I don't know what happened here. But this is a 1972 Chevy Chevelle.
Oh.
All right. It looks as though it may have been an original six-cylinder. It may still be. I didn't drill down that far. But this is a 70 Chevrolet Chevelle.
70
And
or
if it-
72?
72.
72.
Okay.
And if it is decent as far as rust and that sort of stuff, hasn't been wrecked, then this could be easily modified and made into like an SS,
A clone.
a clone. It's clean, got a nice clean
What color
paint
is it?
job on it. It's blue,
Okay.
but mid-grade blue, and it's got some oddball white stripes on the hood that seem to be too narrow to me. But
I'll let you
whatever.
go first.
It's two-door, right?
Yes, it's a coupe, and it's a 72, and it has what looks like, these weren't stock wheels, but they were Chevrolet wheels. They had the trim rings and the center cap,
Right.
like a Camaro Z28 wheels, whatever. So that's it. It's not an all original. It's certainly not the way that it's painted up and got wheels
Yeah.
on it. So what do you think a 72 Chevy Chevelle would go for?
I would have to go for 15.
I'm going to go 8.
This one sold for $23,100.
Oh, no, it can't be. Kathy had a gold one with a black top.
Well, I
Hers is
think
71.
what it is, the 70 is what
Oh,
the
well.
70s popularity is what pulls them up.
Yeah, all right. I could see it. To just
But you see the stripes don't,
Yeah,
don't
that's
fit.
that's
They're
not
too skinny.
factory stripes.
Okay, here's one for our old timers. We got a couple of them that are still alive that watch the show. This may be right up your alley. A 1931 Ford Model A. 1931 Ford Model A. It looks tired. Okay, it's probably had one restoration in its life at least. It's got yellow wire wheels on it with wide whites. It's got a white convertible top, and it's got the spare tire up there in the left front fender. It's tired. There you go. I'll let you see it. It's tired. How else would you describe it?
old.
But tired.
Yeah.
Yeah.
It's been used. I mean, it's served a purpose.
Yep. It looks like it came out of some old man's, garage, and he's dead now, and they're trying to get rid of it. So what do you think that would sell for?
I would go for 14.
I'm going to go 9.
12.6.
Oh, we split it.
Yeah. And I brought that up because, I don't see that many of these around for sale. Not like in that condition and not at that price.
Well, if you see them like that, they're in pristine and they're in somebody's
collection.
repertoire.
And even then, they're not that much money because if for some reason original ones like that, they just don't draw that much money.
it would have made a better value if they tubbed it out.
And put an LS.
Okay, now here, let's go back to World War II. All right? The year was 1943. We were in the throes of the war. Correct?
Yes.
All right.
Some of us weren't born yet.
And you realize, you do, thank you and shut up. And you do realize that there were more manufacturers of the Willis Jeep than Willis.
What you talking about?
Yeah. Well, because I think that Ford actually built the Willis Jeep. And I don't know whether
They did.
Right. There's a lot of sharing
Yes.
in manufacturing.
They didn't build them in Willow Run. They didn't build them with the airplanes, did they? No.
No. I don't know whether this was a Rouge River.
Probably Rouge, yeah.
1943, Ford, they call it a GPW, which I think is the original
Yep.
thing that Jeep evolved
into. Right.
So this looks like it could be all original. It's got the axe that's soldered to the side of the car. It's got some sort of a box up on the top of the front bumper. It's got a canvas top that's kind of draped across the windshield that folds down. It looks like it could very well be an all original. What do you think that would sell for? Now, it's got new tires on it, and it's army green, and it's got the number on the side of the hood and all that stuff.
I'm going to go 21, and I know that's kind of probably high, but we'll see.
Because it's pre-Jeep, I would go 15.
10.
Okay.
10.
Now, my neighbor he belongs to a club that they restore old Jeeps and tanks and things like that. So occasionally I'll see one in the driveway.
But this is pre what most of those are. That's the reason I would have thought it would have brought a little more money.
Most of them didn't survive.
Well, it's true. That's why I think I would have thought this would have brought a little more money.
You said it went for 14?
12.
12. Okay.
What'd you say?
No, it went for 10.
10.
10.
10.
Okay.
Yeah.
$10,000. It needs a restoration. But, there's something attractive about that to me. I don't want to see a brand new looking one. I want to see one that has 1943 in the way that it appears. I want the dents. I want the paint job that's faded from 1943. I want it to be all original. That's just me.
Mm-hmm. Yeah.
But if I'm going to buy a Jeep, that's what it was meant to do. Remember, they shipped them over there in cases, the wooden
crates.
Yeah, wooden crates that were all flattened out.
They used to drop on the back of airplanes,
yes.
too. Parachute them down.
Yeah. They didn't have any padding in the seats, all kinds of things.
Yeah. Okay, here we're moving on now to, it looks like a restored 1951 Chevrolet 3/4 ton. It's a 3100. Okay. Chevrolet 1951 3100. Looks restored. It's mid blue. Clearly not a
Resto mod restored, or
it looks like they tried to restore it as much to original as it could be, with just the plain little hubcap on it and look like stock wheels and that sort of stuff. Well, there's a picture of it if that'll help you.
Okay,
right there.
Yep.
Got that?
Mm-hmm.
Looks clean. I don't know about under the hood all that. So it would have a straight 6 in it.
Yes, 3 on the tree.
27.
I was thinking 15.
Well, you're closer because 14,963.
Oh, man. Yeah. Okay.
Yeah, that's one of those things. It's very specialized. They don't really draw a lot of money, but the people that want them.
Yeah. Because they don't go down the highway well.
No.
They're not geared for that.
Yeah.
It's a farm truck, basically.
Well, it's kind of like the Jeep we were just talking about. Where you're going to drive, it's going to be kind of limited, but you're going to enjoy it when you do.
Right. If you live in LaGrange and you just stay in LaGrange, perfect truck for you. Absolutely. Here's one. 1965 Ford Falcon Ranchero.
Yeah. Oh.
Upper right.
Yep.
Again, blue in color. It's got white walls, and it looks like it's got sort of spoke hubcaps. Clearly not stock. But Resto Mod looks clean, and 65 Ford Falcon Ranchero.
Yeah, if it's really a Resto Mod, even if it's got a 289 in it, it could have had it came with a 260, 265, something like that.
Yeah.
Just in general, I'm going to say 17.
I'll go 21.
Spot on, Jeffrey.
I won one. How about that?
$21,000.
Finally.
All right, here's one. This is strictly a Resto Mod, a 1946 Super Deluxe convertible.
46.
Yeah.
Lower right.
Ooh.
Bottom right.
Ooh, that's pretty. That's a hot rod tour car there.
Yeah. A ZZ Top kind of looking car. It has big bulbous fenders.
Ooh, big.
Not my kind of thing, but
I like it.
What do you think?
I'm going 51. I'm
51.
going big.
Oh no, I would go 42.
Well, Mars won that spot on. $42,000.
Nicely done.
Did you look at this before I?
No, it's just I've looked at a lot
What do
of
you
them.
think he does over there in his computer?
looking for a roadster.
Okay, here's one that's going to trip you up. Okay, a 1956 Plymouth Belvedere. Now, if I'm not mistaken, I think that this had the push button transmission
on the steering
left hand side.
Yeah.
Yeah, little pod, right? because a friend of mine had his grandmother's or his mother's car like this.
Yeah.
So what do you think that would sell for? It looks like it's completely stock, but it's been restored. I don't know why you'd want to restore that, but whatever.
I would, yeah. If you had the
Museum
means.
piece.
Yeah.
16.
21.
27, 825.
I'm taking that one. I'm taking that.
Yeah, you take it. And for you late model freaks, here you go. 2008 Land Rover Range Rover.
Why?
Exactly. 2008 Land Rover Range Rover.
Okay, what are you going to pay me to take
Chris
it?
Lee knows best. What would you give for that?
I have no idea. 60.
Well, that's what I was
Oh, God, really?
Well, I don't know the car.
$60,000 for
No, 60 cents.
60 cents. There you go. Because this is one of those that if it runs, and they didn't push it in the parking lot to get it to take this picture,
Going to run up on a rollback.
it's going to spend most of its life, the rest of its life, outside of the
I
crusher.
can't change my guess, so I'm going to leave it at 60.
I got no clue.
No, nothing.
20.
$3,650.
And it's on Hemmings?
Yeah.
So I could buy 20 of them.
Yeah. There it is, the black one. There.
Oh, yeah.
It
You're
looks
right,
pretty.
why?
But can you imagine? I'm sorry, sir. You're going to have to buy a whole new engine and transmission. Yeah. How much would you think that would be?
Oh, and by the way, it's locked up, so you can't even roll it up on the rollback.
And speaking of problem vehicles, 1998 BMW Z3. Now, this was, their answer to the Mazda Miata, except it's, BMW. Ooh, there you go.
Oh, yeah.
There. How much?
11.
9.
$3,350, ladies and gentlemen. Get it out of here.
Bring in the hook.
Yeah.
Nice.
Run the other way.
We did better than we did last week. That's for
and
sure.
it's sold because nobody else would buy it.
Yeah.
So I'll give you $3,000 for it.
It was a pity purchase.
A pity purchase.
Pity purchase.
That is beautiful. I'll have to remember that.
Stay tuned for more tips.
Yeah, the pity purchase. Okay, works for me. Well, let's go and take a little break now because I'm out of breath.
All right. I pity the fool.
Pity the fool. The In Wheel Time Car Talk Show is available 24/7 on the In Wheel Time and Odyssey radio apps. Just search for In Wheel Time Car Talk. And podcasts are available from your favorite podcast provider. We also video stream our weekly live show on Facebook, YouTube, and InWheelTime.com, 10 to noon Central Time every Saturday. The In Wheel Time Car Talk Show will continue right after these brief messages.
The Tex-Mex dining experience is defined by Lupi Tortilla, your destination for Texas's best beef fajitas and frozen margaritas. Since 1983, Lupi Tortilla has served authentic and time-tested recipes made with the freshest ingredients. Atmosphere is part of the award-winning experience at Lupi Tortilla, all developed in a little house near Highway 6 and I-10 in West Houston. Visit any of the Lupi Tortillas and you'll see the same attention to detail in each and every location. Start your Lupi experience with queso flamiado and guacamole, along with a classic frozen margarita. Dine on famous Lupi beef and chicken fajitas, or pepper shrimp brochette, or a fish or vegetarian entree, and finish with a scrumptious flan for dessert. Find Lupi Tortilla in Houston, College Station, Beaumont, Austin, San Antonio, and Dallas-Fort Worth. There's a Texas location near you. The recipes are authentic and time-tested. The ingredients always fresh. Lupi Tortilla, he's pretty good. The rescheduled Gulf Coast Auto Shield Car Social is happening Saturday, January 11th, and you're invited. Bring your car, truck, or SUV, meet other enthusiasts, and find out what it'll take to get your car looking show-worthy again. Gulf Coast Auto Shield is your one-stop shop for paint detailing, coatings, window tint, clear bras, camera installs, and wheel repair. The Car Social is your opportunity to get a tour of this state-of-the-art facility located at 11275 South Sam Houston Parkway, just south of the Southwest Freeway. Join the Car Social Saturday, January 11th, 9 to noon. Talk to other owners and see how good your car can look on the upcoming Hot Rod Tour of Texas. Put it on your calendar, the Gulf Coast Auto Shield Car Social, Saturday, January 11th, 9 to noon at 11275 South Sam Houston Parkway, just south of the Southwest Freeway. The N-Wheel Time Car Talk Show will be there too. We hope to see you then.
Hey, if you'd like to get in touch with us, shoot us an email. The address here is info@inwheeltime.com. Pardon my white undershirt, but it got too hot for the sweater, so it was freezing this morning.
Yeah.
And it wasn't so much the 47 degrees, it was the wind.
Yeah, it was.
Blew right through you.
Oh, my hair was all messed up. It was terrible.
Both of them.
All right, time now here on In-Wheel Time for Jeff's feature. This week, drawbacks to owning a classic car.
Yeah, owning a classic car can be a dream come true for many enthusiasts, but it also comes with its own set of challenges. So the first thing that comes to mind is high maintenance costs. Owning a classic car often involves higher maintenance costs. Parts can be rare and expensive, and finding a mechanic experienced in working on it is challenging as well. So regular maintenance tasks such as oil changes, brakes adjustments, carburetor tuning, and all of that is costly, so you got high maintenance cost. Limited availability of those parts. Finding replacement parts for a classic car can be difficult due to their age, Don, and rarity. Many parts are no longer in production. Owners may need to source them from specialty suppliers, salvage yards, or other collectors. Get on the network and find out what's going on that way. So parts are a problem. Lack of modern safety features. Classic cars lack that safety feature parts of the interior and why you want to do that. Airbags, anti-lock brakes, traction control, and advanced driver assistance systems are no longer available, and some of those are just non-existent. The absence of these can be more dangerous to drive, especially in the event of an accident. So beyond that, how are you going to store it? Well, storage requirements. Proper storage is crucial for preserving a classic car's condition. These vehicles often require climate-controlled environment to prevent rust, mold, and other forms of deterioration.
Rot.
And you've got animals, creatures, and rodents and things like that, depending on where you store it. So be careful of that. Invest in specialized storage if you can. Next one would be reliability. If you got reliability issues,
is that a Renault? That's a Renault.
No, I think that's it could be.
It's a Renault.
It used to be a Renault, and I think it's like scrap now. Reliability of classic cars can be unpredictable due to their age and the potential for worn and outdated components. Vehicles may experience frequent breakdowns, especially if you're on tour, you're on a road, or you're at a car function and you break down. How embarrassing is that? The next would be vulnerability to theft. Classic cars can be attractive targets for thieves due to their high value and demand.
And the ease of stealing one.
Exactly. Owners need to invest in additional security measures such as alarms, tracking systems, secure storage area facilities to protect their investment. So beyond that, Michael, you've got high depreciation risks. You got lack of comfort in those vehicles. Are you driving it? Does the seat have cushion in it? Are you taking a date out for a nice cruise? The difficulty of finding a mechanic. Do you know a guy? Is it a guy that knows a guy, or is it a neighbor or something like that, or a professional repair
Or are you going to
facility?
be the moron know-it-all?
Poor handling. I mean, you got the proper tires, you got the proper suspension. Are you going to take it on long runs? Those are all to be considered as well. Legal and registration aspects. How do you register it?
How do you insure it?
Yeah. How do you insure
yeah.
it? So all of those can be an issue, so be careful because hot rod season's coming up. Once we get past the first of the year, it's no holds barred. Let's get it done again.
Well, I have to tell you that when I decided that I was going to get in the show car business and get the 77 Corvette that I had driven for 2-3 years off the road and give it $1 million paint job and, redo the interior with only 35,000 miles on it.
Ouch.
I was looking for a car to drive. Well, my moronic self decided that he was going to go for the 56 or 57 Chevy pickup truck, half-ton. That was basically a resto mod. And one of the mechanics over at Richardson Chevrolet had dropped a small block V8 in it, had an automatic transmission, 3-speed automatic transmission in it. It had been painted not quite root beer brown, but as dark brown. You don't ever buy a brown car.
Whoa.
Don't.
I had a Cutlass that was brown. It was chestnut brown from Cadillac paint.
Chestnut brown.
And it was gorgeous.
Okay. Well, you stay with that thing.
Yeah,
okay?
you keep that.
Your brown car. I'm not buying any brown cars
And a beige
ever
top,
again.
too.
It's kind of like buying a green race car. Ain't going to happen. Anyway, I bought this thing. So it's, had all the bugs worked out of it. Baloney, it did not. It was a total pain in my side. I spent more time keeping that truck running for me to get back and forth to work in than I did with the Corvette.
Yeah.
It was a pain.
But you wanted it. It was at the time,
it looked cool.
It was a dream car at the time.
No, it wasn't a dream car. It was a fill the gap car. That's
Gotcha.
all it was.
I've had a couple of those. So evidently I ticked off everyone in France for my Renault comment. So
What did you say?
well,
No, I'm not going to rewind the tape. What did you say?
Something about it's a scrap. You said, "Is that a Renault?" I said, "No, it's a scrap now." So
And I didn't say it was a
And
Renault.
now
I said it was a Renault.
there's a French flag flying out in front of the studio right now.
That's being
Protesters are lining up.
burned.
Yeah, protesters are lining up.
My hair is being burned in effigy.
All I can think of when anybody says to me, a Renault was Puss Wilson and the Renault episode where we egged a bunch of guys and they came after us and we were doing 100 when he hit at least a 12-inch curb and took the entire suspension out from underneath the car and put it outside of the curb while the car was on the grass. Yeah,
Was
we
it
had
that
to crawl.
car?
No,
Was it
I
that
could
one?
have been
It could have been
that
that
one.
one.
This one was green.
Oh,
Just kind of like brown.
well, it rusted to red.
God, it was awful. Just awful.
Okay, thank you, Oulaoui in France. All right.
Oulaoui.
Escargot, I don't know.
Don't get him started.
I know.
John did it.
The
John.
emphysema is coming
We love
back
John.
already, I can tell.
You wait your turn, John.
Yeah. And you'll have a go at him
You
just
betcha.
like we have. All right. We're going to take a quick break here.
Oh, okay.
Oh, well, we were going to do the Jeep Wrangler, weren't we?
We were.
Well,
We dissed him again.
We get on these rolls, you know.
I know it is. So here's what we're going to do. I've made a executive decision.
Oh, Lord.
And John's just going to have to wait because he needs a laugh on a Saturday morning. Because we're going to.
Are you okay with that, John?
Yeah, he's okay with
Okay.
everything. He's got thumbs up. So what we're going to do is we're going to take the break, and then we're going to come back and do you
All
with
right.
your
You're going to do me.
Yeah, that's
with
that's a cool Jeep.
Jeep Wrangler
Yeah.
392.
Massive.
Hey, don't forget the In-Wheel Time Car Talk Show is sponsored by Lupi Tortilla Tex-Mex, Gulf Coast Auto Shield, and Pro-Am Auto Accessories. We continue. We thank you if we're not shot first. The In-Wheel Time Car Talk Show after this.
The holidays are upon us, and Pro-Am Auto Accessories is your local one-stop for the auto enthusiast on your gift list. Pro-Am Auto has been serving Houston since 1984, providing world-class products for sports cars, European sedans, and American muscle. Pro-Am was one of the very first distributors in the U.S. for brands such as Recaro, Redline, Momo, Corbo, and Simpson. Located in the heart of Houston's premier shopping corridor, the Galleria area, Pro-Am's walk-in storefront includes an 8,000-square-foot warehouse and showroom with installation and service bays. Pro-Am reaches a worldwide audience through ProAmAuto.com, taking its local reputation to the rest of the world. Holiday gift giving is alive and well at Pro-Am Auto. If you don't see what you're looking for on the website, call and Pro-Am will lend you a hand. Pro-Am Auto, 6125 Richmond at Green Ridge in Houston's Galleria area. Call them at 713-781-7755.
From the open roads to the open waters, your adventure starts at the Houston Automotive Show at NRG Center. One ticket, two shows. Check out top cars, trucks, sport boats, fishing boats, and more. New designs, new technology, and everything in between. Spectacular experiences, amazing fun. There's something for everyone. Get your friends, get your family, and get your tickets now. The Houston Automotive Show, making waves and fueling adventures.
And reminder that January 29th through February 2nd is the Automotive Show coming to NRG Center. Hours Wednesday through Friday 11 to 8, Saturday 10 to 8, and Sunday 10 to 6. Houston Automotive Show. We hope to see you there.
You betcha.
From the Sugar Shack Studios in Houston, Texas, USA, it is the In Wheel Time Car Talk Show. Just ahead, our brother from U.S. News has the skinny on the all-new VW ID Buzz. Jeff has the cruise in and events calendars. I hope if I don't choke myself to death.
All right.
And I'll bring you stories making automotive news headlines this week. Howdy. Along with Mike Out of This World Mars, we need more Jeff Zekin. Chief Engineer David Ainsley. I'm Don Armstrong, about to choke to death over here. All right. So we've decided, another executive decision.
While we were in break.
In the break, that we're going to, because we don't want to bother John and,
he's a busy man.
ruin
He's got
his
stuff
life.
to do.
Yeah, we're going to do the U.S. News VW ID Buzz review.
Probably got to shovel snow when we're done with this.
Yeah, probably. So, John, is it snowing up there?
It is not. It's just raining a whole lot.
Is
Uh-oh.
it? Well, welcome to Houston, Texas, and I see that you're going to take us to San Francisco, California.
I was in San Francisco a couple months ago now, driving this car.
I believe that the last time we talked to you, you teased us with the fact that you were there, couldn't write about it, none of that. We've been down that road before.
Yep.
But as soon as we can do it, we'll do the review. Great. I'm glad, because we want to know about the VW ID Buzz, which I think amongst us older journalists, we were all really kind of excited because it was going to bring back the old VW buzz, if you will.
Hippies. Yeah.
The hippie buzz.
The new one is definitely a different animal than the original. It's all electric, 3-row minivan.
Oh.
Sliding side doors, everything like a Honda Odyssey except for an electric powertrain.
Well, I was going to say the Dodge Caravan.
Yeah, the doors on both sides slide?
Yep.
Okay. Nice.
Yeah.
So 3-row, that's like any large SUV then.
Yeah.
Or
Is it-
minivan.
Is it more SUV like than it is minivan?
No, it's definitely a minivan.
It is. Okay. All right. And I assume that the battery packs are underneath the floor?
Yeah, it rides on a skateboard platform like most EVs now, where the battery packs are flat under the floor, so it lifts the cabin up a little bit, at the same time giving it super low ground clearance.
Good. And does it feel heavy like all of the EVs that I've driven?
It feels very heavy.
Yeah.
But it does have, depending on which one you buy, 280 to 330 horsepower. So it scoots along with vigor. Once you reach highway speeds, it doesn't feel a whole lot faster than, say, a Pacifica or a Sienna, but getting there, it's a whole lot quicker.
How is the range on this thing?
Well, that is its biggest issue. For a car that you want to take on road trips, you want it to have a 300-mile range
Yes.
or so.
Yep. Agreed.
The ID Buzz, depending on which one you buy, 231 to 234.
No. Why? What happened?
That's him.
I know.
Yeah. And so when because I know how these junkets go when you go out there. So they have all these Volkswagen people all over you, making sure that, what do you need? What kind of information can you ride with somebody? Can you swap? I know how all that goes. So the question is, what was the response when you said, but I can only go 230 miles on a charge?
Yeah, it's a big, heavy van. There's a lot there to move. It's a big brick to move through the air. And there's only so much room in the platform to accommodate batteries. Maybe in the future we'll see a longer range version with a different kind of battery pack. But right now we're stuck at that 230 range.
So my question, who are the buyers for this? Because you said soccer moms and you said, the Odyssey and all that good stuff, and you went to Caravan. Are those the buyers they're looking for, or is it something new and unique in what they're wanting to sell?
So I think there are a couple buyers. There's, the nostalgic folks who remember the original Volkswagen bus, who have enough money that this becomes an SUV alternative. And then there are those families who most of their tasks are, urban tasks. They can afford the price tag, and it's, the soccer mom car. or the soccer dad car.
So it's going to be kind of like, the way I look at it anyway, is the Tesla Cybertruck. Nobody that really wants a real truck would buy that thing.
I disagree.
I kind of disagree with you.
I do that too, yeah.
I think that this serves the minivan buyer market really, really well.
This will.
This one does.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Yeah,
It has a ton of space in it. The only way to get more room is to buy a Suburban.
Oh.
I mean,
Does it?
minivans are caves when it comes to carrying.
Well, because I look at the Chrysler Pacifica with the fold in the floor seats, the handiness of it. It gets fairly decent gas mileage. I mean, it'll seat an army of people in it in luxury. It rides great. It's a great highway vehicle. And in essence, what you're saying is this is an electric competitor to the Chrysler Pacifica.
It is.
So why would I buy this?
Because you want a Volkswagen bus.
Okay.
Yeah, I
Okay.
think the nostalgic and
the
and
nostalgic.
Yeah, I think all that's going to come into play. It's going to be high in the percentage of why you want to buy this, and then of course, what kind of aftermarket things are they going to do to this? Are they going to make little windows to go in the roof line for the old school look, or are they going to put different features on for moldings and that for the big VW on it? What are they going to do?
John, I get the feeling that going along with what you said, I think that they are well aware of the fact that it doesn't have as much range as all of us are kind of expecting, and that they're going to address that first out of the box, don't you?
I would think so. The other thing you need to remember is it was designed basically as a European vehicle,
Yeah.
where range is not quite as important as it is in America. In Europe, it is sold as both a passenger vehicle and as a cargo vehicle. And that actually gives it a few design compromises. The reason the headlights are mounted so high is because in commercial vehicles, you want them up and out of the kind of urban danger zone.
Crash
where you
zone.
tend to, bump things around.
Yeah.
Right.
So, there were a lot of compromises involved in getting this vehicle on the road. And we have a slightly different one than they have in Europe. We have the long wheelbase version. In Europe, they have a shorter version, which is, closer to the original van size.
Will they ever sell the shorter wheelbase version here?
The short wheelbase version is not coming to the U.S.
Okay.
So is the infrastructure for electric vehicles different in Europe from here? I mean, they have more of it because if they're building it specifically for a European clientele, a European customer, they must have an advantage of the charging stations and the way they get around, obviously short rangers.
Absolutely. Yeah, Europe is probably close to a decade ahead of us in charging infrastructure.
Wow.
They have it so you can park at a parallel parking spot on the street and hook it up to the light pole next to the car. It's that easy.
Wow.
Well, clearly we missed the beat on that, didn't we?
Well, but don't you think, John, that some of that's due to the difference in the environments? I mean, they've got narrower streets, their distances are shorter. I mean, you try and go from us to El Paso, it's 800, almost 900 miles. I mean, most cars, you're going to have to charge them 4 or 5 times, and you're basically adding a day to the trip. Over there,
Absolutely.
800 miles will take you across 5 countries.
Yeah, and in Europe, when they take that 800-mile trip, they're going to do it by train because, they have their train networks are a whole lot more comprehensive than ours.
True.
We like to get in our own car and take that drive.
So do you feel that the ID Buzz is going to be just kind of like a niche vehicle among the most popular settlers that they have in the Volkswagen showrooms?
I think so, at least for the first, year to 18 months. I think that's what it's going to be. And it's going to be really hard to get for that period of time. And really expensive because I think there are going to be some substantial dealer markups involved. But after 18 months, I'm not sure how it's going to do.
We actually had a guest on from a Volkswagen club this morning, and we talked about car clubs and has anyone shown up at one of their meets with one of these. He said not yet, but they really don't anticipate it coming soon. So there's always that.
I could not go anywhere when I had this without being filmed, chatted up in parking lots. It was It got a lot of attention.
Well, of course, it is also San Francisco, where the whole cruise thing with all the electric cars had big news. I mean, when it comes to electric cars, that's the place that you're going to have
autonomous
an
vehicles, all
electric
that,
car to debut.
Yeah, I've also had it for a week at home in Portland, and it was the same way.
Wow. Very cool.
Very interesting.
You know, one thing that might help, like you said, they're going to be kind of limited, but when they get ready to really go mainstream, they could do a remake of one of the Cheech and Chong movies.
Oh, that'd be great.
Just saying. Might get it out into the mainstream a little bit more.
Call it Up in Electricity or Up in Smoke?
Up
in yours.
Smoke too, yeah.
Snoop Dogg is having a moment. So.
There you go.
We call it Snoop Dogg Mars is what we call it.
That's right. All right, so is it for sale? Can you order it? Can you go to the dealership and get it?
It is going on sale and arriving in dealers any day now.
Okay. So
I want to test drive one
sometime. So there's a backlog.
Are they made in Europe? Are they made in Germany? Where are they made?
They're made in Germany.
Okay.
So they're imported.
Yeah.
Okay.
So we just actually opened up a brand new import facility down in Freeport, Texas, which is right in the middle of the state's Gulf Coast, and this magnificent VW facility down there. And I guess if you wanted to see them come off the ship, that would be the place to go. But I understand it's state-of-the-art, millions and millions of dollars they spent on it. Yeah. They moved it from the port of Houston down the coast, and from what I understand, it's supposed to be the bomb down there. But at any rate.
John, how much is this going to cost?
So it starts at $60,000, but the one you want is $67,000.
Okay.
Great.
The bells
the
and
one
whistles.
you want is the all-wheel drive.
Two motors.
Yeah. Well, John, so where can we get your review on U.S. News?
So head over to usnews.com, and you can see a couple stories. You can see our first drive review, and then we have a story out that just talks about the 10 coolest features of this car.
Cool. Do you want to do those now, or you want to save it for a later date?
We can do those now. We can come back.
Well, let's do them now. Let's do from 10 to 1.
Okay. Let me bring them up so I can make sure that I
not that we're putting you on the spot.
You put him on the Don Armstrong spot that can't remember anything.
So while you're looking at that, is that the actual one you drove behind you?
That is one of the ones I drove.
Okay.
Yeah.
Because I know they make different color combinations of them.
Yep, they have the Skittles palette, bright colors.
Yeah.
The only one I'm not a fan of is they have a red with a silver two-tone that just doesn't look right.
Not your cup of tea, huh?
Yeah. Okay. Anytime you're ready.
Okay, so number one, it will get you noticed. If you're a wallflower, this is not the car you want.
Gotcha. That I think
sense.
that would make sense totally.
It will even get you noticed at night because it has a really interesting lighting signature up front. That big Volkswagen logo that's like 10 inches in diameter lights up. Right? You can't get away from it.
Interesting. And you can't turn it off, I assume.
Nope.
Unplug it, I guess.
Yep.
Anyway, okay, number 3.
You can turn anything off with enough effort.
Right. Yeah.
It's electric. No trips to the gas pump.
Okay.
Save you a lot of money over the life of the car in gas.
Okay.
Especially if you're doing home charging. It's more hair than tortoise. Remember the old bus? If you wanted to time it from 0 to 60, you had to get out a calendar.
Yeah. I remember that. Yeah.
Yes.
That's a good one there.
Yeah.
So, this van is quick. It's
torquey.
It goes.
Very good.
The retro is done well. It's really hard to do retro.
Yes.
Ford found that out when they brought out a new Thunderbird several years ago, and it just flopped. Because they didn't put a decent engine in it. Chevy came out with the SSR, this retro pickup that, cult classic, but nobody really wanted it.
Yeah, the HHR is another one. It just didn't work.
Exactly. Ton of room inside. Just, it's a minivan. There's There's no way to beat a minivan without a full-size truck-based SUV when it comes to cargo room.
I agree. Yep.
Yep.
And it's really easy to configure. You just flop the seats down, and you have space. For passengers, it's also the floor is low. The cabin is really airy. It feels like you have a lot of space. It's really well done. Room for the whole band. So, 6 or 7 passengers, depending on the setup you buy. And there's a ton of cargo room or a ton of passenger room, even for everybody sentenced to the third row.
Wow. Easy access and to get into the third?
Super easy access to get to the third row. The second row slides forward. Easy to get back there. I can fit back there. I was on the event with somebody who's 6'9", and he was sitting back there. Took a little bit more of a shoehorn to get him back there, but
he
was comfortable once he got there.
Yeah.
He's still in it.
Hadn't got him out yet.
USB ports. This sounds silly to talk about USB ports, but USB ports are some of the most valuable real estate in a family truckster because everybody has a device to charge. They are everywhere in this van. If you have more devices than the van has ports, that's your problem, not the van.
Yeah.
Cool interiors. I mean, they're not traditional interiors. Yes, there are some plastics. Back to fair number of plastics, but it's light, it's bright. If you want that interior, you can get a dark interior that has dark woods, really rich colored leather seats or faux leather seats. You cannot get leather in this van. Even at that price, which I think is a little bit of a miss.
Yeah. You're kind of blowing my idea of the Cheech and Chong movie here with all this nice stuff.
Yeah. It'd be hard to get that smell out of this interior, I think.
All righty then.
Yeah.
So, loaded with tech, digital instrument panel, big infotainment system, and a ton of safety. In the old minivan, you were sitting in front, or in the old Volkswagen bus, you were sitting in front of the wheels, and if you rear-ended somebody, you were the crumple zone.
Yeah,
exactly.
Yeah. The new one is much safer, meets or exceeds all the government and IIHS benchmarks, airbags, automatic emergency braking, semi-automated driving. And the systems worked really well without being too intrusive, which is a little uncommon. They do it better than a lot of other manufacturers.
Well, it's something that everybody needs to look into, in my opinion. Now, whether you like it or not, just go check it out. I want to go check it out.
Yeah.
Well, John, we're out of time, and we certainly appreciate your time today on the In Wheel Time Show. And it's always great to talk to you and get all the latest from usnews.com. Thank you.
Thank you for the opportunity.
Thank you.
Thank you, John. Merry Christmas, buddy.
Yeah, Merry Christmas, and
Merry Christmas.
Look for you at the front end of the year. All right. Let's see. If you'd like to download the app, do it to your phone. You have access to In Wheel Time Car Talk 24/7. Just look for In Wheel Time Car Talk in the App Store. And check us out on the Odyssey Radio app. More of the In Wheel Time Car Talk show right after this quick break.
The Tex-Mex dining experience is defined by Lupi Tortilla, your destination for Texas's best beef fajitas and frozen margaritas. Since 1983, Lupi Tortilla has served authentic and time-tested recipes made with the freshest ingredients. Atmosphere is part of the award-winning experience at Lupi Tortilla, all developed in a little house near Highway 6 and I-10 in West Houston. Visit any of the Lupi Tortillas and you'll see the same attention to detail in each and every location. Start your Lupi experience with queso flammeado and guacamole, along with a classic frozen margarita. Dine on famous Lupi beef and chicken fajitas, or pepper shrimp brochette, or a fish or vegetarian entree, and finish with a scrumptious flan for dessert. Find Lupi Tortilla in Houston, College Station, Beaumont, Austin, San Antonio, and Dallas-Fort Worth. There's a Texas location near you. The recipes are authentic and time-tested. The ingredients always fresh. Lupi Tortilla, he's pretty good. The rescheduled Gulf Coast Auto Shield Car Social is happening Saturday, January 11th, and you're invited. Bring your car, truck, or SUV, meet other enthusiasts, and find out what it'll take to get your car looking show-worthy again. Gulf Coast Auto Shield is your one-stop shop for paint detailing, coatings, window tint, clear bras, camera installs, and wheel repair. The Car Social is your opportunity to get a tour of this state-of-the-art facility located at 11275 South Sam Houston Parkway, just south of the Southwest Freeway. Join the Car Social Saturday, January 11th, 9 to noon. Talk to other owners and see how good your car can look on the upcoming Hot Rod Tour of Texas. Put it on your calendar, the Gulf Coast Auto Shield Car Social, Saturday, January 11th, 9 to noon at 11275 South Sam Houston Parkway, just south of the Southwest Freeway. The N-Wheel Time Car Talk Show will be there too. We hope to see you then.
Hey, today's N-Wheel Time Car Talk Show is sponsored by Lupi Tortilla Tex-Mex, Gulf Coast Auto Shield, and Pro-Am Auto Accessories. Be sure and support them through your ride. Time now for the Cruise In and Events calendar.
Yes,
Jeffrey?
sir. Coming up the week after Christmas, of course, there's a lot of stuff going on now with Toys for Tots and charities and events and things like that. So December 27th at 6:30 p.m. to 11 p.m., you got the Valley Ranch Cruise In at Valley Ranch in New Caney, Texas. Everyone knows where that's at. It's a good event. Go on up there and try it out. December 28th, which is Saturday, 8:30 to 10, Kingwood Classic Cruisers, Cars, and Coffee. It's at the Whataburger in Kingwood, Texas. Y'all know up there. December 28th, also Saturday is the 9 a.m. to 11 a.m. car meet, Garages and Gearheads, the Woodlands Coffee and Cars, which, kind of goes up there in the Woodlands area. They're kind of close to each other. It's at 17707 FM 1488 Magnolia. And then, of course, the Family Cruise In Santa Fe. It's at the 3 Acres Truck Park in Santa Fe. And then Sunday, our favorite to go to is in Willis,
What
Texas.
you talking about, Willis?
I'm telling you, it's at the D&M True Value at 3 p.m. on Sunday.
Well, that'd be cool just to head to the True Value store.
Yeah, and you could probably, if you got a gift card or something, go in there and utilize your gift card at the True Value.
Or you could try to find a Western Auto. Maybe they could take.
Yeah, there's one in
Haven't seen one
Kansas.
in
just had
years.
Downtown Kansas. There's a Western Auto. I think there's still in
Downtown Kansas.
Downtown Kansas City.
Oh,
Kansas City. All Kansas.
German-Canadian resident of China was sentenced to 24 months in prison in the U.S. for
What?
stealing electric vehicle trade secrets from Tesla for his competing EV battery business, the U.S. Department of Justice said on Monday. Klaus Flugbiel, 59, pleaded guilty in June to conspiring with business partner Yilong Xiao to sell Tesla's battery manufacturing secrets to undercover FBI agents posing as Long Island business people. What are you talking about?
Willis.
Come on.
Hey, forget about
it. U.S. Department of Transportation said it will require rear seat reminder systems to boost seat belt use starting in late. Oh. Did we miss that?
We did.
Again.
Oh no, we didn't. Go for it.
Yeah. All right.
Oh, wait, now I got to back it up.
Back what up?
Back up the bus.
Well, somebody
VW bus.
Somebody needs to keep me in mind here.
Well, you were on the right track. It's just we moved.
I know.
the
Just
review
do it.
down.
Just do it.
So I'm going to be talking about the 2024 Jeep. Now, this is the Jeep Rubicon 392 Final Edition 4x4, and I say it like that because that's the name of it. The Jeep this year, 2024, comes in 9 trim levels. It starts at the Sport, which is the basic one, goes all the way up to the one we're reviewing. Now, there is a Rubicon 392 that was the top trim level, but this steps it up one more notch for this year. This is considered a small SUV, four-wheel drive. It is a Jeep. It is a very focused off-road vehicle. Every Jeep person from the factory, they live the Jeep. They know it inside and out. They're all about the Jeep. Comes with 5 seats. And on the exterior on it, you're going to find absolutely the 7-slot grille, but you're also going to find logos for the 392 Final Edition trim level. Got a 392 special suspension on it. It's got wheel flares on it. It's got a one-touch power top that comes off. It's got a functional air intake hood that looks really cool for that 392. You're going to find skid plates under the transfer case. It's got the shocks, got the worn winch. Got the heavy-duty rock sliders with a step. Now, it really, for me, because it's the 392 suspension, it's up high. I got to use the grab bar to get up in this thing. I would really like to have a step.
We don't care, Grandpa.
I know.
You're 4 foot nothing.
But I used that part of it, but it works really well. I can see where they would keep you off the rocks. 17 by 8 inch bead lock capable wheels that are on this thing. It's really set up to go off-road with a lot of power. Inside, you're going to find Napa leather seats. The front seats are heated, obviously. Got 12.3-inch Uconnect 5 screen in the middle of the dash. Now, this is where you're going to find your nav. You're going to find all your convenience controls, your camera monitors that you can switch from the front to the back. The driver has a 7-inch driver screen that's configurable so that you can get what you want as far as what the car is doing and how it's doing. Android Auto, Apple CarPlay, USBs, window controls, they're all in that center console. You got to kind of look for them because they're not on the door because the doors are removable. Take the doors off, take the top off. Now, the tailgate swings open, obviously, but it has, I think somebody went through the entire Mopar accessory catalog because this has got the fold-down table that comes on it with the cup holders. It's got a compressor built into it. It's got the Jeep Toolbox kit. I mean, it's just got lots of things built into this car for the 392 edition. But the really good thing is up under the hood, 6.4-liter V8, 470 horsepower, 470 pound-feet of torque with an 8-speed automatic transmission. And it has something called a performance exhaust. You push a button and the exhaust just triples in the sound of it. And it's really cool. Sit on the front porch and just start it by the remote stop, start, just to listen to it. Now, okay. Tow rating, it'll tow 3,500 pounds, and it'll haul 1,000 pounds on it. Now, the EPA says a vehicle like this, you should be looking for 13 in the city, 16 on the highway, 14 combined. And you drove it 347 miles, and I got 13.2 miles to the gallon, which I thought was really good once I found out there's actually a 456 gear in the rear end of this thing.
Oh.
I mean, it's geared up for some serious rock crawling. Now, it's got a 21-gallon tank, but at 456 gear, you're not going to go that far in it. On the highway to drive this thing, because it's got the big tires, they'll pretty much roll over anything. And there's enough sidewall, the bumps and stuff are absorbed really well. And it's surprising how well it runs and drives. And it absorbs all that. In the city, it's small. It's got plenty of power. You can turn it. Works great. Sport model starts at $33,890. The base trim price on the 392 is $91,545.
What?
The MSRP, as tested, and this is one of those that I wish I had the money to buy one.
What?
$108,475 for a Jeep from the factory.
God. Wouldn't you really rather have a Buick?
It'll go just about any place you want to go, I assure you.
For $108,000?
Yeah, buddy. It's 6,100 pounds, but it's got power to move it. Competitor, you might look at a Ford Bronco. It starts at $39,630. The Toyota 4Runner is at $40,705. But really and truly, there's nothing that compares with a Jeep and the capabilities of it, unless you're getting into the $200,000 range.
Wow. Oh, my God.
I loved it. I loved it.
I'm sure you did. I guess I would, too. All right. We're going to wrap up today's In Wheel Time Car Talk Show right after this quick break.
The holidays are upon us, and Pro-Am Auto Accessories is your local one-stop for the auto enthusiast on your gift list. Pro-Am Auto has been serving Houston since 1984, providing world-class products for sports cars, European sedans, and American muscle. Pro-Am was one of the very first distributors in the U.S. for brands such as Recaro, Redline, Momo, Corbo, and Simpson. Located in the heart of Houston's premier shopping corridor, the Galleria area, Pro-Am's walk-in storefront includes an 8,000-square-foot warehouse and showroom with installation and service bays. Pro-Am reaches a worldwide audience through ProAmAuto.com, taking its local reputation to the rest of the world. Holiday gift-giving is alive and well at Pro-Am Auto. If you don't see what you're looking for on the website, call and Pro-Am will lend you a hand. Pro-Am Auto, 6125 Richmond at Green Ridge in Houston's Galleria area. Call them at 713-781-7755.
From the open roads to the open waters, your adventure starts at the Houston Automotive Show at NRG Center. One ticket, two shows. Check out top cars, trucks, sport boats, fishing boats, and more. New designs, new technology, and everything in between. Spectacular experiences, amazing fun. There's something for everyone. Get your friends, get your family, and get your tickets now. The Houston Automotive Show, making waves and fueling adventures.
And by the way, that auto show is January 29th through February 2nd. Check them out online. We'll see you there. Well, that's all for this week's In Wheel Time Car Talk Show. Be sure and check us out online at inwheeltime.com. Christmas cards and AA membership information. That's AA, Alcoholics Anonymous information. Can be sent to Don at inwheeltime.com. We like car pics, so send us some of your car with a description and any info you'd like to include. We'll feature it on a future show. And when you're looking for award-winning car talk, you can find the In Wheel Time Car Talk Show 24/7 on the In Wheel Time app. Download it today if you haven't already. Grab a podcast anytime from your favorite podcast provider and look for us on the Odyssey radio app. You can also find us on Facebook, YouTube, and InWheelTime.com. The In Wheel Time video technical director is we always need more Jazzy Jeff Zekin.
Merry Christmas.
For booking agents, video editor, and people finder, Mike Out of This World Mars. And let's not leave out our chief engineer, David Ainsley. I'm Don Armstrong. Hey, we hope you join us next week for our live show, coming to you from the confines of the Sugar Shack Studios in Texas, USA.
Yep.
It'll be our New Year's show, and we hope you'll join us on all of the In Wheel Time Car Talk outlets. Be safe out there. No drinking and driving. Merry Christmas.